also have news flow coming in for L&T Technologies. They've signed up a partnership with BP. Amit Chadha, the Chief Executive Officer at L&T Tech and the Managing Director there, joins us to talk to us about just that. Amit, hi, good to be speaking with you. To begin with, help us with the details of this partnership with BP. What's the timeline? What's the entire quantum? And what would be the nature of the services that will be provided?
Plant engineering and digital manufacturing have been two key areas for our growth vectors over the last few years. In fact, we've grown this segment at about 21% CAGR over the last 2 years, right? And we work with oil companies, we work with CPG industry. Now, these are long-term relationships that you sign with them, like engineering value centers, if I may. And this one in particular with BP, and we are very excited to sign this with BP, is a multi-year agreement. It will ramp up over a period of time. It's already started execution as we speak. And we will be working with them initially in areas of digital transformation and then in plant engineering for projects, turnarounds, maintenance improvements, etc. And we do expect that this will ramp up over a period of time. We aspire to have BP as one of our larger relationships, but like I said, it will take a little bit of time for us to get to that. You can look at it as a gradient over the next 2 to 3 years as we continue to expand.
Right, Mr. Chadha, this is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. What also we want to understand is in terms of the client decision making. How is that shaping up now? Is it at similar levels that we saw last time, slower, better? What is the current scenario in terms of decision making from clients?
See, decision-making continues as we had guided in October, so no changes there. However, we just concluded a Digital Engineering Awards in Dallas. We also concluded our second Client Advisory Council that again happened in Dallas. And we are starting to see people firm up their budgets for CY24. Of course, there is a little bit of caution, if I may, in the wind. But people are talking about newer areas. People are discussing product value improvements, discussing reliability improvements, discussing expansion of plants, expansion of products and markets. So that continues to happen, if I may. And we continue to actively hire in the market for CY24 as well.
Okay, so plan to continue to hire more people. CY24 is looking good, but tell me about the budgets for next year. As you pointed out, the conversations have started with the clients. What's your expectation? CY24 will be a growth year in terms of spends, or it will be status quo?
I do expect growth in CY24 for sure. It's the quantum that will get defined as we move forward into CY24. But CY24 is definitely a growth year because we do see support in the plant engineering segment from oil and gas as well as CPG. We see good deals in automotive and expansion in the software-defined vehicle space. We see a lot of POCs. So we have 42 POCs running in AI right now. We've announced partnerships with Google, AWS, as well as with NVIDIA. And we continue to expand that envelope, if I may, in various use cases and areas. So we definitely feel that CY24 is a growth year. But how much is something to be quantified? And that's something you should let's discuss in January and beyond from there as we continue to form this up.
Right. Mr. Chadha, this is, in terms of furloughs, Q3 normally is a bit of a seasonally weak quarter. So this time in terms of Q3, the furloughs, how have they been versus historically when you compare similar levels or more than what we see normally?
Q2 for us was actually a good quarter. And we did do better than what people had expected and we in line with what we had thought about. Q3 for us is regular furloughs that we've had every year. So no change there. I mean, that continues to happen. There are times where people do want to celebrate a little bit of Diwali and Dussehra in India and then celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving in the US and Europe, and we should allow them to do that.
Oh, well, yes, we all keep on looking for reasons to celebrate, right? So any reason is welcome for that. But what about your guidance? 17.5% to 18.5% is what you had scaled back your guidance to. Are you still aspiring for 20% by the end of the year, or is it going to be 17, 18%?
story to be played out as we move forward. Various deals in the pipeline. The pipeline is very robust. It's an active, very active pipeline. And a lot of us are spending a lot of time with our clients, providing them the confidence on execution, providing them the confidence on value unlocking. And I do believe that some of this will close and continues to close, and very close to a quarter end for me to give any more definitive answers on this subject. But I can tell you that we continue to aspire, work towards getting to seeing what we can do better than where we have guided, etc.
Okay, on track for your guidance, that is what I infer from the commentary. But what about the SWC acquisition? The street was a bit worried about that when you made that acquisition. How's that scaling up?
Yes, so thank you so much for asking that. So SWC has been good. We have signed 2 deals actually at the beginning of quarter 3 that have already started execution for comms and for cybersecurity. We have a very active pipeline and some good closures that have happened in cyber. We continue to recruit actively in Bangalore and Chennai, as well as in the US and in Europe for cyber skills. And as far as comms is concerned, we are actually gone deeper internationally. There are some good deals in the pipeline, and we'll see if these close. But we've been able to successfully take the ability to lay out fresh networks, right? Envisage and lay out fresh networks with our Smart World team globally. So I do believe that this acquisition will play out well, or more than an acquisition, it's coming together of two parties, because we believe it's one family, and it's coming together of both the parties. And I believe that A plus B is definitely going to be more than A or B alone.
Okay, Amit, on that note, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. So that's the latest on L&T Tech.